I'm sick of it. I'm sick of
Let's talk about the Speaker of the House vote.
I'm just sick of it.
Kevin McCarthy, the Republican from
He's not
California,
that
he has tried to.
Or Democrat?
He's a Republican. So he's trying to be the Speaker of the House, but he needs 218 votes to do it, and he doesn't have them. And
His
this
own
is,
party won endorsement.
yeah, that's the thing. I'm surprised. Even if you got an endorsement from the former President Donald Trump, they still not voting for this dude. Like,
That's where he messed up. That's where he messed up.
getting the endorsement from Trump.
Yeah. Because they're not even going to allow him to run in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
The Republicans are they like we're sick of it. The Republicans are sick of him. They are sick of him. You know, he done tore his party up, and they sick of him. So you know, you want to be Speaker of the House, and you can't even get your own party. You can't get your majority of the party to vote for you as Speaker of the House. But he's not backing down. I get him. He got a little scope to him.
I mean, a man got a lot of heart. I understand that, but damn, bro, you like tried like this is the fourth time you got defeated. It's like they gonna adjourn at 8 p.m. today, and then
they still not Speaker of the House. Are we back? They're back in session. Right?
Yeah, they back in session. So these like,
I mean, not really. They really don't be back in session.
yeah.
Shit, we just had a call.
We missed it.
Tell them to call back.
Whoever called.
Whoever call back 216-249-6658.
Don't call with no proposals either.
Whatever.
I'm just saying.
But here's the
It's a
thing.
New year. New
Here's the thing with.
They want a new Jay. They want Jay.
Here's the thing.
You got to be hard for the queen.
The thing about Kevin McCarthy is that you're not gonna get the damn thing. Your party's not like his party's not backing him up. What do he want? What does he want?
I don't know.
What do he want? Like just
Don't
give
start
him.
me the line because I can't even tell you.
Shoot.
Don't start me the line.
You want a cookie? Damn it! What do you want? Get out of here! Beat it.
Nancy Pelosi. I mean, she's only been the Speaker of the House for like 47 years.
Right.
Like 47 years.
Seems that long, and it's like, well,
I'm glad she decided to go somewhere else. It was time.
sometimes
Who's on the Democratic side? Because I've been kind of, well, let me rephrase that. Back it up. I've been out of the federal politics.
I don't know who's on the. I don't know who's on the.
Involved in the local politics.
I mean, the thing about it is that he has McCarthy. Who's the four Republicans? Andy Biggs, Chip Roy, Matt Gaetz, and Lauren Boebert are.
So do we control both houses?
No.
Democrats?
No.
We don't.
No. So they're pretty much all those people voted against McCarthy. Somebody
I'm sick of it all.
right.
Can't we just all play fair in the sandbox? Can we?
I ain't fair. Life
No.
not fair.
Well, up there you take your children to. But can we just all get along?
So you fight.
Can we just get along? Can we just get along for the
Unfortunately.
good of the people?
Unfortunately, affairs is something that people have.
I didn't say affairs. I said affair.
Affair.
No, people have entanglements nowadays, but okay. But anyway, we can't. I mean, I'm not understanding. I don't know. This is getting on my nerves.
I think whatever. I heard that, but I act like I didn't ignore. I ignored, especially when it is Steeler week. So I'm ignoring all Steelers. I'm ignoring all Steelers fans until after Sunday. Until after Sunday. Don't leave the brown and orange alone.
Don't do that. Don't come for the black and yellow, baby.
But leave the brown and orange alone.
Don't do
leave
it.
the dog pound
Don't
alone.
do it.
Don't get bit by the dog pound. Don't get bit by the dog.
Y'all barking like a little puppy on the damn porch. Stop doing that. Sit down. Sit down. There, you better stop doing that because people gonna think you a dog for real. But
listen, I've been called worse. Damn it.
Y'all barking. Y'all like,
but like I said, McCarthy, Getz called him a desperate guy. This is out of his own party. And it's like, there's been a lot of infighting between both parties, and that's why we don't have a speaker. That's the problem. And the thing about it is like the public the public, the community, us, we get the trickle down BS that we suffer for it from the federal to the local to the state. And the thing about it is like, it's time for this to stop. And it's been time for it to stop. And the thing about it is like, why McCarthy, dude, why are you getting endorsement from the Antichrist? Oh, I'm sorry, Trump. Yeah, him. Why are you doing that? Don't do that. Don't be stupid.
Because he thinks that that's what the American people or the Trump followers want.
No, here's the thing. Hopefully, to unfortunately or fortunately, having them probably kill themselves with bleach when Trump told them they were injected when the pandemic was out. So I don't know where you think you're gonna get your followers from, but you don't see Marjorie Taylor Greene running for anything now, do you? Except her mouth.
Well, we have to be careful when we're electing these people to intercede on our behalf. Because a lot of these politicians are not going for the sole purpose of the people that are elected.
Man, they don't give a shit. Thank you. Like, I'm just going to say it flat out.
They don't.
They don't care. And and some of them are in there for just the paychecks.
I mean, look at Cleveland.
Oh, God.
We ain't going to go there this week. But we're going to go there. We're going there.
You better be here next week.
Right.
Well, you know what? I may not.
I
don't even want to talk. I'm not saying nothing else. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. We understand, all this back and forth BS that's been going on, and then the Republicans getting control of this, because of the vote back in November. And I don't even know how the hell Herschel Walker even came close to beating Warnock. Anyway, whoever was over him, they had CTE right about now. I don't really know.
Let's talk about that. Because we were off air when that was going on.
Well, you were. Well, let's talk about it now. But here's the thing. I understand, but I don't know what Georgia was thinking. I don't know what they were thinking.
Georgia wasn't thinking. Did you see the number of votes that he actually received?
Yeah, yeah.
He, by a narrow margin, but I knew that Warnock was going to pull it off once we got down in the trenches.
Right.
In the trenches, I mean, when we got down in Georgia.
Right.
Where us lived at. I knew that he was going to pull it off. But he barely pulled it off once we start getting into the thick of things where we mattered to the polls. So he barely missed it.
I'm gonna move down to Georgia and run against Herschel Walker. I don't like for something and beat his ass. I don't know.
Hopefully he's gone away never to return. Hopefully he's gone away. But when you look at that scenario and you look at the level of competency that Herschel Walker did not have, that speaks volume to what this country is doing. It speaks volume to the fact of this country will take an African-American man and pit him against another well-educated African-American man. And Herschel Walker didn't even graduate college. He can barely structure a sentence. He can't put an adjective, a noun, a verb, or a predicate together to make a complete sentence. But the American people in the state of Georgia thought that he was competent enough to make decisions on their behalf. That's scary. That's scary. And to think that Georgia almost ended up with somebody of that magnitude.
Stupider than them.
And you think back to what we got going on here in this city, in Cleveland, where we got the same people. We're electing these people that can't even write the legislation. But they sitting down there representing you in a council seat, whether it be city or county. You sending them to the state house down in Columbus, and they still can't write legislation for you.
Anybody in particular you talking about?
If a hit dog gonna bark, right? A hit dog will bark. So if they bark, they know I'm talking to them.
So what do you think about Mr. Brewer? T. Brewer.
Who?
State representative.
What about it?
Well, you don't think that he's capable of doing something positive down in the State House? Silence. Okay, damn. All right, then next.
What did you say earlier? What did you say earlier? What did they teach us growing up? If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything else.
I think I did say that.
Here we go.
That was thank you for the crickets, T-Rex. Thank you for the damn crickets.
But when you think about just how close this man came to sitting in a powerful seat, and you knew when he got to D.C. and he got to the Hill that he was going to be controlled by his counterparts. They were going to tell him what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. Because the man ain't got a brain. Sorry, but not sorry.
Well,
he can't think for himself.
Well, he never could.
So imagine.
And Herschel Walker.
And we got the same thing here in Cleveland.
Well, a lot of people,
keep it 100.
like some of these people. So that's what I'm saying.
But see, we got to stop electing people on they make me feel good inside and warm and fuzzy feeling. We got to stop voting for those types of people because we're going to keep getting what we've always gotten, and that's nothing. Until we make some conscious decisions to put people in these seats that's really going to do right by us, we're never going to get out of this conundrum that we're in now.
Oh, okay.
We're in a bad state of affairs. I don't care how they slice it and dice it or try to tell you that everything is good. They want to tell you the sky is gray, but I know it's blue. Or they want to tell me it's sun outside and I know it's raining. Come on now. Don't play these folks like
understand
that.
it. So at this particular point in time, who should be the Speaker of the House? And
you know what, Larry? At this point, I really don't care who the Speaker of the House is because it don't affect me down here in Ohio. You know what I'm saying?
You don't care.
It don't affect me in Ohio. What affects me in Ohio is the mayor. What affects me in Ohio is my county council people. What affects me in Ohio and in Cleveland in particular is my county council people. What affects me here in Cleveland, Ohio is my state representatives that go and fight for me. What affects me here in Cleveland, Ohio is my state senators that go and fight for me in Columbus. That's what affects me.
Right. So, all right. So the thing about it is that let's focus, let's shift our
Don't get me started.
Too late for that. Well, let's shift our focus. Let's shift our focus to East Cleveland, where Councilman Ernest Smith, who was no longer councilman, had been recalled, and he's putting up a fuss right about now. Unfortunately, one of my good friends, who was married to my cousin, Michael Baker, his brother had passed away, and I saw him at the funeral. But the thing about it is that Ernest Smith is still upset about it. So what do you think about what's going on with him in East Cleveland right about now? What you think about that? And I'll give my opinion after you.
So I watched the video of Ernest Smith and Patricia Blagojevich when they were in chamber, city council. And let me just tell Ern, and this is from me to you, Ern.
Ernest East Cleveland?
Yes. Yeah. If you want to fight and if you want to regain your seat, going and streaming in city council during a city council meeting is not going to yield you the desired results that you so seek. It's not going to work for you. If you truly want your seat back, you got to do something that they ain't ready for because they knew you were coming the way that you were coming. They were expecting you to act the way that you were acting. If you truly think that you deserve that seat, Mr. Smith, then you need to hit them with something that they're not ready for. And that's only you can figure that out. Because when I saw the video and I saw what happened, I wasn't impressed. It could have been done differently. You're living up to the standard that they have set for East Cleveland. And we all know East Cleveland is richer than what people actually know.
Give it credit.
Because if East Cleveland wasn't worth anything, do you think that these people would be doing what they're doing? If you look down Euclid Avenue from all the way from University Circle, coming all the way into the line right before you hit Euclid, they are tearing up the streets. You know why? Because East Cleveland is a main thoroughfare. They are trying to take it back to Millionaires Row. They are selling everything on Euclid Avenue to investors that are coming into East Cleveland to revitalize that. So what we as Black people must understand, that if we want to take control, we have got to buy back our communities. And until we get that mindset, we are always going to be outnumbered, outbought, and outphased in our own freaking communities because they are pricing us out of our communities. There's a reason why East Cleveland is paving Euclid Avenue. There's a reason why the land bank is coming in and tearing down all these houses. True. There's a reason why that they are redoing all these antebellum homes and these big houses that were owned by the Rockefellers and all the big boys from back in the day on Millionaires Row. They know what they're doing.
Well, the thing about it is,
Black folk gotta understand. It's time for us to understand the game.
Well, I think a lot of people spend so much time fighting for position instead of fighting for power. Let me just say that again. I think people are fighting for so much position and fighting for power. Just because you have a position on city council does not mean that you have the power. That means that the people who have the power are buying up these buildings, creating these roads, and creating movement behind the politicians so that they can get ultimate power over a city or a commerce. Just because, and to earn, and I talked to you because it was a sad time and because a loved one passed away, but I invite you on this show, on this platform, so you can discuss the thing about East Cleveland and what you want to do. There's no, I don't care who you're mad at, but the thing about it is getting mad at activists and things of that nature will not change the fact that unfortunately, you may feel like you got ran out of East Cleveland, but maybe that was an actual good thing because, God will set you up for greater later. So you might have dodged something that you may not want to be a part of. Because let's just be honest, a lot of people are calling for the city of Cleveland to buy East Cleveland anyway.
We can't afford it. We can't afford to buy East Cleveland. The city of Cleveland can't afford to buy East Cleveland. Hell, we can barely pay the employees down there at City Hall. They down there cutting jobs already. So we can't afford to buy East Cleveland.
It depends. Well, okay, let's just be honest with ourselves right now.
How are we gonna do that?
Because if they're cutting employee salaries down at the city of Cleveland, they might be putting the money that they're supposed to pay them employees somewhere else. You don't know that just yet because there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind closed doors. That's why it's always good to not only vote, but to research your community to see where the dollars at. Shout out to the late great Gangsta Boo to see where them dollars at. Where them dollars at? Where them dollars at? Or where them dollars going? Because the thing about it
they
is
ain't going to the community. I tell you that. Right now. I'm waiting to see what the CDBG allocations were. I want to know how much, because CDBG allocations is based upon the population size of Cleveland. So for the last 15 years, we've been on a deflate of people. We have lost population. So every time we lose population, we lose funding through our CDBG. So it's very interesting. I want to see what we're getting in the city of Cleveland this year from HUD for CDBG funding. And for you that don't know what that means, it's community block grant dollars. And that's allocated to each council person. And some of them don't even know what CDBG can be used for. But okay, that's all right.
Community block grant dollars. I mean, damn it. Okay, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be honest with you. And this is defense of Jay, the Queen with the Gold Mic. ever since we've been on the air for the past 5 to 6 damn years, she's always mentioned in some sort CBDG community block.
CBDG.
She's always mentioned. She's always mentioned community block grant dollars, and every time that we have a political guest on this show, she's always mentioned the same thing. So if you didn't get a crash course by listening to this show about the community block grant dollars, then your ass need to start listening. Otherwise, you just SOL. Go ahead and just give them one more crash course. Next time we charging for this shit. Go ahead.
So every year there's an allocation that comes down from HUD that is going to prospective communities. These CDBG block grant dollars can be used for, and I'll just give you a few things. They can be used for paint programs for seniors. That money can be used for security cameras. That money can be used for different rec centers. Money can be used.
So it's money like they steps or concrete fix.
Exactly.
Right.
You can do things to revitalize your community with CDB block grant dollars. But you don't get that because they're too busy trying to say that I can use it for this or I can use it for that. But you're not using it for what it was intended for, and that is to revitalize the community. The word community block, 2 key words. That's what you need to use that money for. And until we, the people that live in these communities, until we hold our council people accountable to doing the things that CDBG is allocated to do, we will continue to look like a Beirut in our communities.
Right. But, and community block grant dollars or those particular funds, you don't have to just use them for gift cards to Dave's. Just saying.
You should not be using them to buy gift cards at Christmas. That is not what they're used for. HUD done already slapped you on your hands when they came here and ordered you 2 years ago. They told you quit playing. Didn't HUD tell them to quit playing? They said quit playing. Quit using this money for gift cards. You are not to use, you can use your casino dollars for that, but you cannot use HUD dollars for that. And where's the casino dollars at? We don't hear no more about that, do we?
Yeah,
we don't hear no more about the casino dollars. So what they doing with them?
It's a good thing to find out.
You can always do a public records request. You can ask for the budget. You can ask your council people, what are they doing with this CDBG block grant dollars? What are they doing with these casino dollars? You as a constituent in this city has a right to request those records. They cannot tell you can't have them because they owe it to you.
Well, true that. But a lot of people don't. And please listen to the show because the simple fact of the matter is you can request those budgets from your city council person.
You can go do a public records request.
You can go do a public records request. You can do that. Just go ahead and do it instead of just going to these parties and accepting anything that they give you and, all the free food for Christmas. I understand that people like to be seen and want to be heard and want the free gifts and stuff like that for their kids, for the toy drives and stuff like that. But the thing about it is,
you cannot use that. I keep telling these people, this is why they hate to see me coming.
But here's the thing. Let's finish here. Here's the thing, though.
See, you about to make my
See, here's the thing.
I am with politics.
But here's the thing, though. It's the people that accept the same things over and over again because they don't either know no better or don't want to know no better and figure like this is the best thing that I'm going to get. And the thing about it is like, I got to give a couple of shout outs to Tammy Kennedy and Barbara Bradford Williams of JB's Bar and Grill for giving out the free supplies and things of that nature, and especially the stuff at Christmas time. Barbara Bradford Williams also had another giveaway for toddlers clothes and things of that nature. And everybody and lunches and stuff like that. She does these giveaways all the time. So you don't have to accept what the politicians are giving you because of the simple fact of the matter is you have people who run businesses and who care about the community at large that are giving away products. Billy Sharp and giving away products. But the thing about it is some of these politicians, politicians, these people who are elected officials, are writing off of the people
your
who
lack of knowledge.
Yes.
That's what they bank on. They bank on your lack of knowledge. They thrive on you not knowing what your rights are as a resident in the city. That gives them their fuel because they can just tell you anything and we run with it. There's some people that they can pull the wool over, but there's some that they can't, and I'm one of the ones that they can't. They know it, and they'll all call me and say, "Why you going off on us again?" Hey, if the shoe fit, lace that bitch up like Nike and wear it.
Y'all want to go to
That's all I can say.
You know what?
But let me say something about Barb and what she does. We have so many people in the community that do great things in the community, but they are not getting recognized for it. And that to me bothers me. We put the same people over and over and over and over again in front of us. But the ones that's really doing the work, they're not being recognized for it.
Shout out to Jerome Brown 777 for also having a Tory Drive. Shout out to Quincy Taylor, Big Head with the Big Head Radio Show here on Nerve DJs Network, helping out with the Tory Drive. Shout out to Tammy Kennedy again. Those people who are doing. Shout out to Billy L. Sharp with the McDonald's Foundation is what he's doing it for.
He always called me Joy. I don't know what Joy.
I don't know. He think
You can't get Joy right. He calls me Joy. I just roll with it.
Right.
line you up.
Right. So he the thing about it is like you have, and now what do you think about Meredith Turner being sworn into Calhoun County Council?
I thought she was their people.
You know what? Damn. Everybody
Listen. Okay, listen. So,
listen, Linda.
Listen, Linda. Listen to what I have to say, okay? So new year, new Jay, new truth. So listen. Okay, I'm gonna give these people time. Okay? She just got sworn in. She didn't do a full term the last time. Do I think that she'll do a good job? I think so.
She got good intentions. She was my teacher in high school. That's great.
Do I think that we need to give her time? Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
I really think that Meredith is going to do a good job. I really want people to understand that we're coming up on council elections next year.
Right.
And we need to be trying to think about who we're going to put in these councils. See, because some of these people got to go. They got to go. They've been there too long.
Uh-huh.
Too long. And it's time that we elect people that are for the people. For the people. Not to take advantage of the people, but for the people. We've got to change the narrative of politics. And we've got to change the trajectory of the city. Because we are going to hell in a handbasket. We're going. We're going. We still haven't addressed the gun violence in our community. We have teenagers, we have young adults that are committing suicide hand over foot. We have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. We're still not addressing the systemic issues and the disparities that is ravishing the communities that look like you and I. And when you look at our council makeup, all the people that represent us on the east side of Cleveland look like us. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't.
They look like us.
No, it does not.
But we still can't get things done in our respective wards. Why is that? If you're not going to fight for me, and if you're not going to change the narrative for me, or if you're not going to make the conditions better for me, then why do I keep electing you year after year, over and over again to continue to do the same job that you haven't done? We've got to change the narrative, people, and we've got to start voting and understanding that our vote is our voice. We can no longer sit on the sidelines and act like the people that are voting is going to get the changes that we need. No, we got to come together, collected as a whole, to get these people out of the office, but make a statement that we're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Damn it, it is time we see change in our communities.
Right. Well,
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of all the gun shooting. And they got the spot shooter, what do they call it? Is that what it's called? the spot shooter
Yeah.
that they're using
Uh-huh.
for Cleveland police. You got to be careful with that too, because you are setting up our police to walk into a hotbed.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't good. They're going to go where somebody's just shooting, randomly shooting. They want to go home too. So we're putting them in a position to go out here because the spot checker says they over here, they done fired 12 rounds. But they don't know where they at.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No.
Absolutely not. But none of this makes sense for real. But hey, listen, I'm gonna say this. I really just am tired of everybody, like I said, the people who are being elected, sometimes they don't have the power to change things, or they don't want the power. They were put in there to be controlled by somebody else. So by high corporations and things of that nature. So the real power lies in the people who have the power to elect. That means us. Us, period. So but the thing about it is like, if you want to give away that power and you have none, then you're going to be, what is it? What are we going to the table in the menu? If you're not at the table, you're at the table, you're on the menu. We gonna go to that.
We're going to continue to be on the menu.
And how many times we done said that throughout? Like, if I had $1 every time that we mention this, we'd be billionaires buying CNN right about now. All three of us in this room. So
I'm going to say this, Larry. In the words of my sister, the great Sojourner Truth of our time, Senator Nina Turner, the S&T. Her line is always, she's unbought and unbossed. That's what we need. We need more of the unbought and unbossed to stand up to these people and let them know that I am here to fight for those that look like me and for those that can't fight for themselves, whether it be black and brown or disenfranchised people, period. It doesn't matter. You got to be unbossed and unbought. Mm-hmm. And that's what we need. That's what we need to stand on.
From where you're sounding, some of these people are bought and being bossed by somebody else. So that's the flip side of the coin. Now, let me play devil's advocate for just a second here.
Oh, God.
So some of the people who have been bought and bossed are voted in by the people, and some of them just don't want to think about it anymore until the next election.
Then move out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out of your seat. Keep it moving. Go find another job. Find something else to do. Quit playing with the lives of the people that you were elected to serve.
True.
Quit playing with their lives. So we got serious problems here in this city of Cleveland. Serious problems.
Very much so.
And it's not getting any better. It's not getting any better.
So the thing about it is like, we got elections coming up next year for county council. And city council.
City has to run next year.
City has to run next year. It's 2023.
No, 2024.
Oh, that's right. To this year is 20. I keep going back to 2022. So what we got going on this year in 2023? I know we got elections.
We do have elections. I'm not sure what's on the ballot.
Will be a new mayor?
No. Oh. That has to be.
We need to get elected. This is his first year, so he'll get his report card, which will be coming out soon.
Mm-hmm.
As to what he's done in his first year. So 2022. So he's coming out 4 years. He's got to run in 25.
Right. So
new mayor in 26.
Justin has to run for new mayor in 2025, 2026. Mm-hmm. We have a phone call. Hello. Hello, caller. Are you there?
Yeah.
Who is it?
So check this out. So Queen, why don't you run for office?
I'm contemplating it.
Who was this?
My name is Pauline. I'm sorry.
I am contemplating it. It has come across.
Okay, so are you running for council seat or whatever you're thinking about?
Council.
Okay, good. What ward do you live in?
10.
Okay, well, I live in the same ward. Hey, take my number, and I won't give it on air, but I will
Thank
And
you
I
so
promise
very
you
much. Thank you so
What about
very much.
me? You just ignored me.
Thank you so very
Hello.
much.
Hello.
Okay, yeah. So I won't hang up. But
We got the number.
I say my number on the air, but you call me because
The number popped up.
I'm telling you, how do we get people from taking that sample Democratic ballot in that little booth and voting down the line? We voted out a sister, Wanda C. Jones.
Come on with it now.
Lord.
Come on now.
Oh.
Put somebody in office that stood in front of the clerk and wouldn't let her accept
Hush, truth.
signatures.
Hush, truth. Hush.
Okay? And how you gonna do that? So to the black folks out there that can hear my voice, don't be talking about no systemic, structural, and institutional racism when you so willingly bend over and hold your ankle.
Come on, truth.
Hello, Joe.
Hush.
Oh, yeah.
Hush, truth. We
Calm down right now.
We got your number.
We got the
We
number.
got your number.
Now,
Get my number.
yeah. Well, but Paula, before you
You
go,
listen every week.
this is Larry Gardner, and I can tell you how. Hey, I'm the headline of the headline. But I can tell you how that. Okay, I can. I know.
I know you are.
I can tell you how that happened. And one of them was a certain former pastor that I used to go to church with, who wanted Kevin Kelly to be mayor of Cleveland, but he paid this pastor and his people and his church to help shut down Wanda C. Jones, even though when this certain pastor had his radio show at the radio station, had her on there acting like he supported her, but then turned his back when the money came and he's an African American pastor and he's greedy as hell. And his initials are AP. Just look that up to see who helped Kevin Kelly get that judge seat. And I know who you're talking about. And I love Wanda Jones, and she didn't deserve that. So I just said AP. I'm not trying to get sued because he's a former attorney. He used to work for when Stephanie Chubbs Jones used to work as a former prosecutor before he got caught up in drugs and coke and prostitutes and hookers. So I'm just letting you know who it was. So, and if he comes, and I'm probably going to get a call tonight from one of his minions, church members. So yeah, I'm just letting you know that part of the reason because I saw him and everybody in the parade supporting Kevin Kelly for judge. So just take that into consideration. So yeah, so I might get a call back from one of his church members, and I'm just letting you know what's going on. So thank you very much for calling in, and we got your news.
She's right.
One more thing I want to say.
What's that?
You know, we're supposed to lose a couple of council seats.
Yes.
And that council of Ward 10, council person of Ward 10, he's adamant about trying to keep it at 17. Or putting something on the ballot.
Hello.
Hello.
To keep it at 17. We need to lose about 10 council seats.
Hello.
We need 17 council.
Because we decreased population.
What do you represent? Empty land, abandoned buildings, 2 or 3 streets with houses on them. But that's just my take on it.
We will talk. We will definitely have a conversation. Because
Are y'all friends? Are y'all friends?
And then, our city council is the highest paid in the state.
hello.
We are the highest. Columbus has 1 million people, and they just up there to 9. And then everybody gets to vote for their council people.
What you mean?
Okay? Everybody gets to vote.
Explain.
Let me get off the phone. I listen to the show when I can, but let me just get off the phone because Cleveland can be with our assets.
We could be so much
We're
better.
going to be so much better than we are right now.
Be down by the maggots. We shouldn't be this way.
We shouldn't. We should not.
Not with our assets. And when it comes down to East Cleveland, Cleveland tried to annex them over the last 80 years, and East Cleveland kept saying no. East Cleveland's problem is because East Cleveland, those folks have too much pride, and their pride has turned to stupidity. Okay, at this point.
And that's the elected officials. That's a big conversation. So
I will definitely call you.
Paula.
Okay, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay, thanks. I'll talk to y'all.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Paula. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. So that's thank you for Paula for calling in. You never know who's going to call in or show up. So, especially when Jade talks about on
Listen.
all I'm saying is this, like, and yes, and for anybody that feels a certain type of way, yes, I did say the initials. But the thing about it is that when she mentioned Judge Wanda Jones, that is an example of screwing somebody because they're in a certain party. Or, and we're getting rid of a good judge, and you know that this person is not good for, and a lot of people have said that, and a lot of people have said that. That's why.
Don't go before him in that courtroom. I'm gonna tell you that now. You're in trouble. But you know what?
You mean me or just people in general?
Anybody that looks like you and I. But what people need to understand is, you know, all Republicans ain't bad and all Democrats ain't good. If you know your history, you know that we as African Americans were always Republicans. We were Republicans. When you go back and look at some of our most influential leaders, they were Republicans. We weren't Democrats. We were not. And now I don't even lean. This is the other thing too. I lean Democrat, but I am a very conservative Democrat. And the reason being is the reason why I vote Democrat is because if you think about this and if you understand how the elections work and you understand the political parties and how the Board of Elections does things, if you do not identify with a party, whether it be Republican or Democrat, you cannot vote in the primary elections. That is the problem that we have in this city right now. We have over 300,000 unaffiliated voters.
Mm-hmm.
And you mean to tell me that because we have all these unaffiliated, this is why we get the numbers that we get during primary elections that carries over into our general elections. Because these people, they don't realize just because you're unaffiliated, you ain't helping the cause at all. You sitting on the sideline is not helping the cause at all. You're more of the problem than you are the asset. You don't want to pick a side, but you need to pick a side. And there was also a party that they were trying to create, the Purple Party, that was going on the ballot this time around. I didn't see it, but I know I signed the petition to put it on the ballot. What happened to it?
Both the Democrats and the Republicans. Thank you. That's what happened to it. Crickets about now.
So we got to stop
crickets.
thinking that because we're unaffiliated. And I get it, y'all. I get it. We're pissed off on both sides of the aisle. We're pissed off with Republicans. We're pissed off with Democrats.
Uh-huh.
But being unaffiliated does not help the cause. Because if you are unaffiliated in the primary, I'm going to say it again. If you are unaffiliated, you cannot vote in the primary elections unless your city or your precinct or your ward or whatever your little municipality is, you can only vote on those issues as it pertains to where you live.
Exactly.
If you don't have any issues on the ballot, they're going to tell you at the Board of Elections, at the BOE, either you pick a Republican ballot or you pull a Democratic ballot. And the first thing they say is, I don't want to pull either one. And they're going to say, you know what? Because you don't pull either one, you cannot vote. People don't get it unless we rewrite the laws. The voting laws.
Okay, so unless they rewrite the voting laws, and like I said, and I always say this: either you're going to play the game or change the rules. And if you hadn't had a chance to change the rules yet, then sometimes you had to play the game. You had to play the game strategically for yourself to win, to get yourself in that particular position so you can have the power to vote instead of just saying, I don't want to choose neither one. Okay, you saying one side sucks. Both sides suck. You know, the thing about it.
But it's not helping the
but
it's not helping.
You mean, okay, just think about this strategically. And what did you say about Skip Bayless's tweet? This would apply to this strategy too. Take your emotions out of the equation.
You got to.
And if you can't take your emotions out of the equation, I know it's hard. Sometimes I have to, sometimes I do it. Sometimes I realize I'm going to put my emotions in the equation, but I'm not going to get anywhere. So I got to take my emotions out the equation and go ahead and go vote and then decide who I want to have in my circle, who I want to vote for. The thing about it is that if you don't take, especially Democrats, you don't take your emotions out of the equations, you're going to get a lot more J.D. Vances out there. And right now he's in the state house. So yeah, you're going to.
But you know what? The Democrats are no different though. They're no different.
But
they're no better. I mean, they're no better at all.
let me know.
So, I mean, we're in a cesspool of
And logical, and then seeing about it is like who can help you push all to get elected. And I'm going to say this election cycle, this show somewhat, was ignored and could have had a lot more votes. The people that were on this show, especially, even in our absence, we had people were pretty much, they were elected. Some who, Brewer, state representative Darryl Brewer, but that was,
the Sacco come on here?
no. He was supposed to, but scheduling conflicts. And I understand that, but the thing about it is like you have to reach the people, and you had a person call in talking about what's going on. So it's not like people are not paying people. Guess what? You're not going to get elected. Guess what? And even if you do, you're going to get elected by the people who get elected by the big old businesses that want to control every move, including where you use the bathroom at.
But here's the thing. What people don't understand is we've got to stop accepting mediocrity. Mediocre. We got to stop it. We got to stop allowing them to dangle carrots in front of us.
True.
We got to stop that. We cannot vote straight down the Democratic ballot anymore. They print those ballots on purpose that way and give them to you when you're going into the polls. Because that's what they want you to do. They don't want you to think. They take away your thought process and say, here, vote for these people because they're all Democrats. And I'm going to tell you, when I worked the polls, and I think I was working the polls, I forget who it was for, but it was a Republican candidate. And they said, how dare you work the polls for a Republican and you're a Democrat? I said, but let me tell you, come in, let me have a conversation with you. She's an older lady, too. She had to be back in her 60s, And she's like, I would never. I said, well, you know what? You're a part of the problem. You're the reason we keep getting what we've always gotten, and that's nothing. Because we're so caught up in saying, I only vote Democrat. Well, if that Democrat been in that seat for 12 years and ain't done shit for you yet, what makes you think another 4 years that you're giving them is going to make a difference and they're going to do something for you in that 4 years?
Because they got a gift card.
I'm sick of them calling gift cards.
I'm sorry. If I bark again, I'm probably gonna make a.
I promise I'm coming over this table. The steel curtain is coming over the table. Okay.
But here's the thing, though. The thing about it is, don't get all mad. But here's the thing, though. Before we wrap this up, that I'm saying this in jest because I'm just as mad about it as you are. But the thing about it is like after doing this show for a while now,
you would think like, it, right?
Yeah, that's my thing. And is the answer?
I never led y'all wrong.
Yeah, the answer is no. So before we go, I just want to send my prayers out to Damar Hamlin and his family, especially his mama. I know how it is to be a football parent. So, to everybody, to all the football parents and the parents, period, and try to protect your children in the new year.
See, you cut that fan off in the devil.
And the thing about it is you got to, so the thing about it is that, I understand we need to let's not focus on negative tweets, but positive vibes. And send all your positive vibes, all the energy that you had as far as negative tweets from anybody for anything. Send your positive vibes to not only Damar Hamlin, but to all the people that are not as famous as he is, who are injured, hurt, or fighting for their lives in the hospitals and things of that nature. If nobody tells you that they love you today, we do. We gotta get out of here. This is an exclusive by Jay-Z with Michael Jackson.